In this week's weapon guide video, we're going to take a look at assault rifles, more specifically their long-range capabilities. This takes into consideration their accuracy, long-range power, and fire rate. I'll be giving a quick shooting demonstration for each rifle, and then we'll take a look at some of their stats. Almost all assault rifles can be made more effective by pulse firing them, but the ability to go fully auto has its advantages in a 1v1 situation. The M4 has a decent fire rate, but mixed that with its pronounced sway, which you can see, as well as its sort of poor long-range power, and it's quickly determined that this is an ideal medium-range assault rifle. For each weapon, I'm using the clock on the wall as a marker to try and provide some sort of consistency when observing hit patterns. Here you can notice the obvious lateral sway of the weapon as well as vertical recoil, not exactly ideal for long range. The M16 is a 3-round burst fire rifle, with noticeably lower sway but what seems to be a higher recoil after each burst. In comparison to the M4, the M16's shots are grouped considerably closer together. That, in combination with a slightly higher damage count, makes this a superior long-range rifle. The Scar L behaves very similar to the M4 in terms of sway, recoil, and long-range damage. As I already mentioned, pulse firing any of these weapons improves their effectiveness long range, but it's important to test out the weapons using its full auto feature, which ultimately is not the most ideal. The CM901, similar to the AK-47, which you'll see in a minute, has incredibly bad recoil and noticeable sway when looking down the sights. Its short-range power makes it ideal companion for short to medium range, but it's probably not a good idea to take shots at enemy players far away. The fire rate, minimal recoil, and negligible sway makes the Type 95 one of the best, if not the best, long-range rifles in Modern Warfare 3. The bullet grouping is tight, which means that most of the shots will hit your target if you have good aim. The G36C is probably one of the most balanced assault rifles in the game. Slightly more long-range damage than the M4, Scar, and Type 95, a decent fire rate, but it also has slightly higher recoil. Overall, it's neither horrible nor great as a long-range rifle. The ACR has the second highest long-range damage count of all the assault rifles, very low recoil and minimal sway. Its only real competition for long-range targets is the Type 95. If burst fire isn't your thing, then the ACR will fit like a glove. The MK14 is by far the most accurate and most powerful long-range assault rifle in the game. However, it is semi-automatic with a very slow fire rate, even when coupled with rapid fire, which essentially takes it out of contention for the best overall long-range rifle. Although on paper the AK-47 supposedly has less recoil than the CM901, you can easily see that this is not an ideal long-range assault rifle. If you spot someone far away, save your bullets for the guy right around the corner. The FAD has a slightly below average long-range damage value. Its only saving grace is its fire rate. It does have a fairly low recoil value, but the low damage rate puts it behind the ACR and Type 95 in terms of overall long-range performance. Here are some stats for you to chew on. I've also included a link in the description to the original stats table so you can take a look at it yourself, and it pretty much lists every weapon in Modern Warfare 3. Now, in order to rank the assault rifles for long-range effectiveness, it's like a tongue twister for me, I took a look at the long-range damage, rate of fire, and recoil. The recoil actually plays a significant role in this, as it often determines how many bullets will actually hit the target. Now keep in mind that skillful players can counter recoil with slight but constant adjustments while firing. Oh, and I also took in consideration the ease of use, meaning, is it easier to just hold the fire button down, which is, fully automatic, versus burst fire? Because some people do have problems with burst fire weapons. Your top 3 long-range assault rifles based on my analysis would be the ACR, Type 95, and the FAD. Remember, this is long-range effectiveness, not close to medium, which is a whole different ballgame.